Welcome everyone to a special Wednesday night NBA edition of the Allen Powell Show. Man, got some guests with me right now. I got some guests coming on a little later. Let me introduce the guys, and just in case people don't know a couple of guys. Of course, y'all know my man Cliff, the sheriff. He's holding us down in LA, man. It's been a minute. How you doing, brother?
What's going on? Doing all right. Glad to be back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a special guest, man. My man Monty, LA Laker. I accidentally said Faker. You see him, Laker out.
I'll take the hate. I'll take the hate.
You know what? I can't hate on you too much because you're a true Laker fan and not the other. You know, so you all good in my book, man. But thanks for joining us, man. We're ready to rock and roll up in this thing.
I appreciate it. I'm glad to be here, bro.
Listen, man, the NBA has finished their first week, and we got a lot to discuss, man, because to me, like, the NBA has been looking awful. Like, it's without the fans, man, it's tough to watch. You're a Laker fan. How are you just liking the NBA, Monty? What are your thoughts about the NBA just watching it without no fans?
It doesn't seem as competitive. I mean, you know, it could be me, but that crowd noise brings a whole lot to the game, and it just seems like everybody's just going through the motions, lackadaisical. Everybody wants to shoot threes. It's just not typical basketball as we know it.
Definitely. I feel the same way, man. I think I posted it too. Like, it's like 3-pointer, layup, dunk. I seen one possession where it was like 5 turnovers in a row. I'm like, man, these guys out here, like they 5-6-year-old kids out here. Like, it's the quality of play is horrible. It's horrible.
It's like in its own right now. It's like watching high school ball. You know, I'm watching this super max deal guy Giannis, and I don't even see where max deal came into play for the dude, but you know, it's a horrible game. Milwaukee and Miami, horrible.
I agree. Cliff, the sheriff, man, you in LA, man. What's the vibe out there in LA? First of all, how you liking the quality of play, and then tell me the vibe you got out there in LA. But I don't think he's a Lakers fan. Just don't want to put that out there. But go ahead, Cliff.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I'm not going to be as harsh a critic as Monty, because I think teams like the Lakers, maybe even like Denver, some of the teams that went pretty deep in the playoffs, this is the shortest offseason we've seen, not just in the NBA, but this is really the shortest offseason we've seen in all of professional American sports. So I think there's about 4 or 6 teams that have a legitimate reason to show some rust. Now, some of those teams that were put out in the first round or didn't even qualify for the playoffs, there's no excuse for them being like just lacking like the sharpness that they should have at this point in the season. But with that being said, in terms of competitiveness, it's not the same game that we grew up watching. Dudes are just playing like they're on a practice court, jacking up threes from everywhere they can. It's frustrating to watch because we know how capable they are of actually locking down from the first whistle, right from the tip off to the last whistle, and they're just not doing it. So it's not what we grew up watching. It's tough to watch.
Truth just joining this, man. I asked them, the basketball are you watching? What do you think about it? Because to me, I mean, it's been awful, bro. The quality of play without the fans, it's like a pickup game. And then, like I was telling them, like I seen a possession where it was like 5-6 turnovers in a row, like they was little kids on the court, man. What are you saying out there, Truth?
It's the ADD generation, man. I actually just came from playing a little bit of pickup ball at the YMCA, and I mean, just a little bit, you know. But it's the same thing. It's the same thing that we're seeing on the court in the NBA. By the time you get up the court, someone's jacking up a shot. I said this on Twitter a little bit ago. To me, it's like it's checkers now. Like the game used to be chess. It used to be a lot of different strategy to the game. Now it seems like checkers. Like you're just hopping around and throwing up shots, and it's not appeasing to my eyes. It seems like an analytic game, and they've taken the art out of it. So.
I totally agree with the analytics part, and that's part of the nonsense that I hate, man. Everything is so about numbers, and it used to be about feel and gut, and it's just getting ridiculous, man. I got a few storylines I want to talk about. The first week has been over, man, so I want to go through a couple of things. I know all of y'all got y'all different teams that you all root for, so I want to go around and talk about a few of those squads. But first, before I get into the different squads, you know what? Let's talk about the Nets, man. Y'all see the new look Nets with KD and Kyrie. Spencer Dinwiddie just tore ACL, so he's going to be out for the season. But besides that, Cliff, how you feeling about Brooklyn?
So I watched actually their first two games. I watched them demolish the Warriors, but I got a lot to say about them. That's another conversation. The Dinwiddie injury actually makes me reconsider whether or not I think they're going to come out of the East, because before the Dinwiddie injury, Brooklyn's pretty deep. I mean, to have those two brothers down low, I mean, you got Josh Allen, you got DeAndre Jordan, who's not what he was back when it was Lob City and the Clippers, but he's still a force. I see DeAndre Jordan starting for 85% of the teams in the league. I think Brooklyn is better than expected. I mean, considering they got a rookie coach, they've got a guy coming off of an Achilles injury, a pretty nasty injury, and a dude who really, I mean, Kyrie, people really question his leadership in Boston. They question whether or not he could fulfill a role from what happened with him in Cleveland. I think the way Brooklyn is performing right now, minus that kind of fluke loss to Charlotte the other night, which was a good game if anyone got a chance to watch it, I think Brooklyn is going to be a top 3 team in the East.
Top 3 team. Okay, I see. Monty, man, how you feeling about Brooklyn? You believe in it?
I mean, the East is weak. I mean, KD looks like KD of old. Can Kyrie humble himself enough to run that offense? I mean, I like Allen and I like DeAndre Jordan in the paint. Yeah, I think they could be a nice force in the East. Top 3, yeah, just because the East is weak. But going deep into the playoffs, I'm still on the fence.
What, the East isn't weak?
The East ain't weak, bro. Not at all.
I think the East is weak, man.
No, you got Doc Rivers now. You got Philly, who looks good. If Joel is healthy, if Ben Simmons is healthy, Philly's a force.
We know what Philly does. Philly is just like the Portland of the East. They're good. They'll get to the playoffs and they'll end up at home first round.
They haven't been healthy. I'm sorry.
I mean, I agree. So y'all like their off-season pickups?
Yeah.
Y'all thought what they did in the off-season made the team better?
Yes.
I think it made them a lot better. When Philly was good, I think a couple of seasons ago, they had Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons surrounded by shooters, and they went back to that this year with the pickup of Seth Curry and Danny Green. Al, I apologize. I got a little nauseous with all that purple and gold on. Kind of surprised that he's like.
Let the hate come. Let the hate come.
But think about it. I mean, if you take the top 4 teams out the East, they could ultimately beat the top 4 teams in the West, excluding the Lakers. I think that the Lakers are a go-ahead runner. But back to the question you asked about Brooklyn, I see Brooklyn as the best team in the East coming out the East. They may not be the first seed. As we know, Milwaukee has been the first seed for the last couple of years. I still see them getting that first seed. But when it comes to the playoffs, we already know Giannis has been proven to shut down. As much as they love analytic basketball, when it comes winning time, you need a player like Kevin Durant. You need a player like Kawhi Leonard. You need a player like LeBron James who can, or Anthony Davis, who can get to their spots and can score at multiple levels. And Giannis just hasn't proven to be that. So my pick to come out the East is Brooklyn. I think that they have 2 starting lineups. That Karis LeVert injury hurts. I'm not sure how long he's out. But if he can come back, they have 2 starting lineups. They had a playoff team without having Kyrie and without having KD. And I thought that Kyrie and KD would come back kind of slow, but they look like they've always looked. They look unstoppable. And when you have a team that deep, and you have 2 players which you need in the playoffs who can get to their spots whenever they need to, and you got Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers of all time. That's honestly my pick to come out the East, and it's my pick to win the championship this year.
Whoa!
I want to get into that, but I got a quick question for Lonnie.
Wow.
So I got a quick question for Lonnie, because I'm a Clippers fan just by default because I refuse to cheer for a team with LeBron on it. But so I'm curious. I actually think as a Clippers fan that the East is stronger right now. I mean, you've got Philly, Brooklyn. We know what Miami can do, and Miami's young and hungry because they got put out, and I don't think Miami thinks that they should have got put out. And you got Milwaukee. I mean, both conferences have about 4 teams, but I would say these 4 teams are probably stronger. I mean, Dallas, I take Philly over Dallas. I don't take a whole lot of the East over Denver, but besides the Lakers and the Clippers, who in the West is stronger than those 4 in the East?
So look, hold on. I'm going to agree and disagree with Monty. Monty said would they Brooklyn be top 3? The East is weak.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to agree with him when I'm agree with him when I say the East is weak in a sense that everybody's in the middle to me. It's no elite. And I think Milwaukee has limitations. We all seen Giannis's limitations. Milwaukee is 1 star away. Miami is one star away from being super elite. And Boston lost Gordon Hayward, and they still can't shoot sometimes. They hit or miss. So I think Brooklyn is going to come out the East. That's why I say I agree with Truth that Brooklyn is going to come out the East because they're going to be elite. They're going to be that elite team. But I agree with Monty where I think is Brooklyn, and then is everybody else because they're not that elite. But I want Cliff. You brought up that you said you're a Clippers fan. I'm want to talk about this squad now. They lost Montrezl Harrell, and they didn't get Rondo. Everybody thought they was gonna get him. They got Ibaka. They got Nicholas Batum. What are y'all thoughts about the new look Clippers? And is this the same Clippers squad that choked against Denver, or is this a little different?
Y'all want to know what I think of the Clippers? This is what I think the Clippers. I think the Clippers are hot trash. That's what I think of the Clippers. The Clippers are hot trash. They didn't do anything in the offseason because Paul George is running his mouth in the playoffs while he's playing like a junior high school basketball player. And so that's why he ran Montrezl Harrell off because Doc Rivers wouldn't hold him accountable for his failures. You had Jerry West, who's a legend as a manager, but he couldn't convince anybody to come join this squad. Kawhi Leonard, as great as he is, he's not a leader. He's not CP3, right? He's not LeBron. He's not a leader of men. So you got your best player who's not a leader, your second best player who don't show up in the playoffs, call the dude Pandemic P, don't call him Playoff P, and you got a coach who's now the only coach in NBA history to lose 3 series in the playoffs after being up 3-1. So no, they've been an abject failure in this offseason, and this team is trash. If they do anything, it's with Kawhi Leonard, and we saw when he didn't play, they lost by 51 points. They're an embarrassment right now.
Monty, as everybody expected the Clippers and Lakers play last year, you a Lakers fan? Are you threatened by the Clippers at all, or you think it's the same old Clippers?
Same old Clippers, man. I mean, I think they got worse. If anything, they definitely didn't get better. Losing Montrezl Harrell and us picking them up was big. Ibaka, I would have loved seeing Ibaka come to LA simply for his offensive skills. But I mean, he does bring a little bit to LA, but overall they're trash. They have no leader out there at all.
Y'all got some very strong trash statements on that. Truth. What you think about that?
And that's even saying with them beating us on Christmas Day.
Well, we did that last year. They beat the Lakers the first 2 times, and it didn't mean nothing. So nobody's buying that. But Truth, what you think?
It was the same thing I said last year. It was the same reason I picked the Lakers to come out of the West and ultimately win the championship. is because the Clippers don't have a leader. And they could have helped that by getting a point guard, maybe trying to get Rondo. Paul George is not a leader. Kawhi's not a leader. I don't see them coming out the West. I think even if they came out the West, they would lose to somebody in the East. So, I'm not sold on the Clippers. If they can go out and get a point guard, which I don't know who's out there they can get. They need a CP3. They need a Rondo. They need someone who can orchestrate that offense because Paul George and Kawhi, they have the ball all the time, but they're not LeBron James. They don't know how to run an offense to get everyone involved. So
pause before you go, Cliff. You got a breaking comment. I know True gonna like this, but this is ridiculous.
That ain't ridiculous. That ain't ridiculous.
Wait.
You gotta put some respect on the player of the week in the East.
Domantas Sabonis is an MVP candidate this year. Can somebody enlighten me, man? As the
Pacers fan, enlighten you?
Yes.
The man is almost averaging a triple double. He's Jokic of the East. I know that y'all don't watch him play. You can shake your head. That's probably not.
I watched him play last night. I watched him last night.
He had an okay game last night, but up to that game, he was giving you 25, 8, and 9.
Okay.
A hobbled Celtics squad. I mean, fourth quarter, he wasn't there.
How were they hobbled?
Brandon Ingram was the player of the week in the West, but we're not saying he's an MVP candidate.
Wow. Are we just going overboard with this stuff, man? Like I haven't heard nobody on TV like, yo, Sabonis he's out here, he can be an MVP candidate. Nobody is saying
everybody on TV is gonna give you the same story. The Lakers, the Clippers, and maybe
Sabonis is not that dude, man. Sabonis is not that dude.
Why?
He's not that dude. No.
Why is he not that dude?
So the problem with the MVP is it's not about the best player. Otherwise, Kobe would have 7 MVP trophies. LeBron would have more trophies than he had. Same with Jordan. It's about the journalists and their voting. They're not going to vote for a no-name on a dude that plays in a team that's in a small market. So that's the problem. You might be right. That brother might be balling, but he's never going to get the market value of a James Harden because he's playing in Indiana.
Well, he does have his father name. So his father was one of the better centers of all time.
What?
He's not Arvidas. He's not even close to Arvidas.
But listen, hold on, because now this person, I always say she, but I think it's a he. QT is going crazy. First of and I think he's a Lakers fan, a LeBron fan, but for whatever reason, he didn't drunk some Truth juice, some Pacers juice, and now he said Miles Turner gonna be defensive player of the year. Like what is going on?
He averages 6 blocks a game. He has a chance to be. I don't think he'll win it because of the reasons.
Can you not be a homer for 1 minute and just be
averaging 6 blocks a game? 6 in 4 games. He's averaging 6 blocks.
A game, what, 4 games into the season?
He led the league in blocks 2 years ago. It's not like this isn't what his resume is. It's not, and he's improved a lot, not just in blocking shots, but on other parts of defense on the floor. If Domantas is to have some credit for being up there on the MVP, and Miles is, the Pacers will have to be top 2 seed in the East. That if they can get 1 or 2 seed in the East, then these are possible. I'm realistic. If they don't, then these aren't possible. But the way they're looking,
a far stretch.
And Victor Oladipo is back. Don't forget, Victor took LeBron James to Game 7.
Oh my goodness! Come on, man! All right, wait, just stop it, because the homer is coming out. The homer is coming out. Okay, so listen. One final thing on the Pacers. Where do you see them eventually ending up in at the end of the season? First round, second round, conference finals. What
if they stay healthy?
Okay.
What I've seen this year with an improved coach and new coach Nate Broeken, what I've seen with an improved Sabonis, he looks dominant. If Vic stays healthy and stays playing at this level and keeps rising, I could see them being top 3 seed in the East. Honestly.
What about in the playoffs? Like, where do they fall? Like, are they gonna
probably out the second line, out the second round? If I'm honest. They have a chance to make the conference finals, but I can see them.
What path for them to make it to the conference finals?
Because they're one of the only teams in the league where the entire starting lineup is a threat to score 20 points a game. They had 3 games where they had 4 starters put up 20. They got somebody off the bench putting up 15. They don't have that A+ player. They don't have an A player. But when you have a B+/A in Victor, and you have a rest of your starting lineup is a B+, that gives you a chance. That's my opinion. It reminds me of the old Pacers with Paul George. But I mean, the haters gonna hate. If anything I said is not true, please illuminate it. But
this dude, off the chain. Okay, all right, that's cool. Monty, let's get to your Lakers, man, because they made some moves. Montrezl Harrell, Wesley Matthews, Dennis Schroeder. They lost Rondo. Monty, how you feeling about the new look Lakers? And would they miss anybody, or you like the young guys?
I love my squad. You know, we still got a jail. I knew Rondo was leaving, but I wanted him to stay. I hate it. We let Dwight Howard go. I mean, I didn't mind JaVale McGee, but Dwight Howard's kind of reinvented himself, just kind of like Derrick Rose has. And I mean, he played like a monster. I mean, even before we got to the bubble, I mean, he was that dude, you know, picking up the fouls when necessary, boarding, good putbacks. I mean, he was a reincarnated Kurt Rambis, if you will, for throughout the bubble. But, you know, Montrezl Harrell, Marc Gasol, Wesley Matthews, Dennis Schroeder, I mean, excellent pickups. I was happy to see Danny Green go. Frankly, old boy was getting on my nerves. You know, with KCP coming back, Alex Caruso, we solid. You know what I'm saying? I just need time for my squad to jail. Get legs up under him in jail. We gonna be there. Y'all know this. We gonna be there.
Y'all gonna be there, but I'm not gonna lie, man. I think y'all gonna miss Rondo. Like Schroeder is young and good, but the IQ of Rondo is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
They got better.
Big time.
They got better. Hold on, before you go on, man. I want to introduce my guy B Lee to the show. Thanks for joining us, man. Now Monty, unlike you, he's the complete opposite. Well, I won't say complete opposite, but he's a little bit opposite of you. He's not strictly Lakers. He's that LeBron. You know, he's the witnesses. He's one of those. You know what I'm saying?
He follows LeBron. Okay.
Yeah. Matter of fact,
I got.
Matter of fact, he says he's the GOAT too, I think, but I'm not gonna get into that. That's not what we're here for today, because that'll be all day. But we are analyzing the first week, B-League, man. This guy played all high school ball, played some college ball. Dude was very nice. I was asking them, what are they seeing out of this first week? What do you think about the quality of play, and what do you just think about the overall NBA? No fans. What do you think about what you're seeing out there, B-League?
Well, now it's like a little bit different now because no fans. You could tell there's no fans in the audience. It's different than the bubble. The bubble made it seem like it was fans for me, but watching the games now, it's a little bit different. Watching the games now, not everyone is playing hard. It seems that way.
You said the bubble made it seem like it was fans. Are you talking about the little fans that came in the playoffs, like the families or whatever?
It just seems like it was more fans there than now. Like now, it seems like they're playing in a empty gym. But in the bubble, I guess they made it seem like it was kind of a crowd there.
Are you talking about the virtual fans?
It's just the noise and everything.
Yeah, pumping in noise.
It like made it seem like it was fans there at times, but now you can tell that there's nobody there. It's weird, and you know the players are like, you know, it doesn't seem like they're playing as hard because it was short for a lot of people. The Lakers definitely not playing hard.
Right.
And Anthony Davis, I don't even know where he's been. He hasn't really been playing himself.
Right.
LeBron.
Well, they taking their time.
Yeah. KD and Durant, they've been hooping though. Clippers, they're up and down. They got blew up by like 100. So not everyone has said, okay, it's time to play yet. So it's early, but that's usually like always the NBA. The first month is filling everybody out.
Right. So yeah, we discussed a few things, man. We talked about Brooklyn, because all these teams got new players and things of that nature. So we trying to see, we talking about if they made a difference or not. So the Clippers, with Batum and Ibaka, Billy, do you think it's the same Clippers or is there anything changed, or it's the same old Clippers?
Nothing changed. Nothing changed with the Clippers. They may have surged, but he's like 35. He's a big man. He's not going to be someone that you're going to really count on. It's going to be up to Paul George and Kawhi. And Kawhi, he's going to do his thing. He's going to always do his thing. It's Paul George. You just don't know. Yeah, one day he's out there hooping LeBron, and the next day he's letting Luka destroy him. So it's just he's up and down. Like he could have a 40-point playoff game, and the next game he has 10. You just never know with Paul George. He's so talented, but he just doesn't have that I'm about to take over every game.
Right.
That's him.
I don't want to pronounce the name wrong. Mayshawn Hawkins. It seems like they are balling at the park. It definitely seemed like that. I'm not a fan of it, man.
Brooklyn is balling at the park. It's just him and KD and Kyrie. They just been going off, but
they make it look good though.
Yeah,
I don't know about the rest of the NBA, but
Mayshawn is my brother. That's my brother, Al.
Mayshawn. Okay, cool. Hey, I agree with that brother though, man. Definitely seem like they balling in the park. I want to move on to another topic, man. James Harden. He's still in Houston. I think he still won't out, but haven't found any trade partners yet. So my question is, if you are the coach and the GM, are you trading him? And if he does get traded, where's the best fit? Because nobody has found a place yet.
Best fit for a team or best fit for who? For the Houston.
I just say Wade's gonna go. Period. Wade's gonna go. Period.
I think Philly is the best fit for him.
But who they giving up?
Ben
Simmons.
Ben, you have
what?
Ben Simmons.
They said they're not doing it.
That's the only person.
He's the franchise.
It ain't gonna work together. You got to choose one or the other, and no. I mean, you get a pick and roll game going with it beating James Harden. This game over. That's damn near unstoppable. So I would make the trade for Ben Simmons for James
Harden. Is it?
Ben Simmons needs a whole team. He needs a team built around him.
Go ahead, Monty. Where does James
I don't care
Harden
where
go?
he goes. Harden can't. He can go in wherever he goes. There, he's going to make the team implode. Dude's a cancer. It doesn't make a difference where he goes. He's a cancer.
Wait. Time out. I'm not gonna let you just do him like that, man. Because he wasn't a cancer when he was in OKC. He just became a cancer when he wanted to get out of Houston. He started doing all the shenanigans. But is he really a cancer, or he just want to go?
Yeah, because no matter where he goes, there's not enough basketball for James Harden.
Well,
who wants to just watch him stand out there and dribble all day? I don't want to watch him out there and do all this crap all day.
But he's giving you 34 a game.
I think my man freezing up a little bit too.
They built that system around him in Houston like that. I don't think he'll be like that if he goes to another team. I do agree. Like, I mean, he played with Chris Paul. It was Chris Paul's fault he got rid of him. He played with Westbrook. Westbrook didn't want to play with him no more. He left. So I do wonder if maybe he is a little bit of a cancer. But he's so talented, you got to take the risk on it. I would.
We got to think
Go ahead, Cliff.
So I was gonna say, we just gotta think about the dudes that he's played with. I mean, James Harden was playing with Russell Westbrook. The dude is, I mean, Russell Westbrook is a true point guard who tries to play kind of point shooting guard. Those are both very ball dominant cats. He played with Chris Paul, who's another very ball dominant cat who is also a point guard. He's never essentially been on a team where the coach required him to get the ball out of his hand. So it's like to say that he couldn't play with those other two. I mean, he couldn't play with LeBron because LeBron is also another ball dominant dude. LeBron's never played with a point guard that required the ball more than him. Even Kyrie was able to play off the ball, and that's why those two worked. But I think Harden would be a great fit in Portland because I think him and Dame would be unstoppable. I think Portland could give up CJ and some picks, and that could work for Houston. That could work for Portland. If Philly gives up Ben Simmons, that's the franchise. He's too young. He's too good. He's too durable. He's too tall. He's too long. He's too good.
He will never be as good as James Harden.
B Lee.
Okay. So here is my take. Here, BJ. Here's my take on this. Harden is one of the top 5 best scorers who ever played the game.
Yes.
He needs a Pippen. He needs someone to do the dirty work for him. He needs a big man. He needs Ben Simmons next to him. Ben Simmons will be the perfect Scottie Pippen for him, but there's not really any places that he's going to go to get that player. And Philly will only trade Houston. I mean, we'll only trade Ben Simmons for him, which him and Joel Embiid probably won't even work because Harden just wants to shoot the ball because that's what he's best at. He could play the point, but he's going to disrupt the whole team because he's going to have the ball in his hand constantly.
So where is he going? Is he getting traded or is he going to stay in Houston?
He's going to get traded, but it's not going to work wherever he goes.
What's your gut feeling? Where he going? Where he going?
He might go to Philly for Ben Simmons. That's what I think.
Can I say one thing, Al? Can I say one thing?
Go ahead, True.
He said that it won't work, but it's already been proven that a ball dominant guard and a dominant big can work because you're down low, I'm up high. We saw that with Shaq and Kobe. That's why I think Philly is the perfect place for him. Because even if he wants to be ball dominant, he's at top, he's down low. It's Kobe and Shaq all over again. I mean, Kobe Bryant was ball dominant.
Joel Embiid is not just down low. He's going to want the ball. He wants to average 30 as well. Shaq and Kobe didn't work because both of them want to average 30.
They both in the border. I'm gonna list 6 names: Kobe, Kevin Durant, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, Shaq, and Kareem. Who the hell is James Harden replacing on that list? Because you said top 5 scorer all time.
Kobe.
Boy,
James Harden
as a scorer.
Yeah, we talking.
What?
The 3-point shot.
We talking strictly scoring.
That's blasphemous.
You can't get emotional.
That's blasphemous.
Go look at the numbers. Scoring wise,
That's
just scoring by
I just
yourself.
said scoring the ball, not a better player. Scoring the ball.
Scoring, he's a better scorer.
But scoring doesn't lead to winning. It's not just about putting the ball in the
We're talking about scoring.
We didn't say that. We just said scoring.
Scoring, just scoring.
Scores more points. That doesn't make him a better.
all he
He's a better
does.
scorer.
He holds the ball for 27 shots.
But he putting up a 3 every other possession. Like, he's one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen.
Not
I don't
like 5.
Huh?
Let me ask y'all this. Why can't it be like you're on a contract for 2 more years? You gonna stay here or you're gonna get fined? Why you can't do that? I hated that a black coach finally gets the opportunity and a star player wants to get out. Like
You could do that, but then you got James Harden gonna do what he gonna do. He gonna put on 20 pounds. He gonna go to the strip club. He gonna do everything to let you and the fan base know. He gonna put the pressure on you to let you know.
What about conduct detrimental to the team? Suspending and fining game checks. I know he's making a lot of money, but them game checks, they say like 200-something thousand. Monty, what you think about that?
Absolutely. I mean, if you're going to sit here and cause all this trouble and I can't unload you right now, I'm going to start beating your pockets up. You missing film, you in a strip club with Lil Baby, come on, dog. You still got to be a professional. You start tapping that pockets, he'll slow that down.
I think this part of that soft NBA stuff too, man. You just letting the players do whatever they want, man. Like it's getting ridiculous, man. I know the man got money, but I can see if he had 1 year left on the contract or whatever. You got 2 years left. Nah, bro, you gonna play this out, and are you gonna give me a chance? Like, nah, bro, you're not getting out like that, man. So
you have to feel them. I mean, they started over, bro. They got rid of a bunch of the roster. They got a new coach. They got a new president. Like he doesn't want to be around for a restart.
What? Okay, what was he part of the reason why we got a restart now? Because we've been trying to cater to you all this time, getting you Russell Westbrook, getting you Chris Paul. Hey, B. Lee, was he part of this? Was he part of the whole process?
Well, it's probably James Harden's fault, but James Harden has the power. That's the thing. Like, if James Harden,
do he really got the power though? Do he really got the power, or they gave him the power?
He will cost them so much money if they don't really cater to him, and that's the reason why it's happening. That's the reason why it's happening.
How is James Harden going to cost them money? I'm curious.
Okay, if you have a team that's not, producing, not bringing in anything, no one's going to watch you play.
Oh, you saying the TV money? You saying the viewership?
It's going to just implode. That's why they're catering to them. They're in so much debt because of James Harden. James Harden has turned that franchise upside down, and they're trying their best to cater to him.
Right.
But if it takes a generation talent like that, takes 10 years to find.
Right. Samuel Lee Rice says he definitely has the power. I don't know, man. I understand where everybody's coming from, but I think if he has the power, the only reason he has the power is because the company. Nobody has put their foot down. When the last time you seen the owner said, "No, we not gonna let you do that. You want a contract, you gonna play." When the last time you seen the owner do that in any sport?
They can't do it anymore because of social media. They can't do it.
The NFL does it all the time. The NFL does it all the time. If you don't do what they say, you're cut because you're not going to get any more money. They're still on the books for the NBA for that money.
But
that's
in
the difference.
The NFL, I don't remember. I'm trying to think the last person in the NFL who requested a trade because they money not guaranteed anyway. Yeah. So it's like it's
different. It's the NFL. The owners have complete control over everything. The NBA, they work as partners. That's the problem. That's the reason. Which they should work as partners, but you got some players who's going to take advantage of it, like James Harden. Just going to take advantage of it. Kyrie Irving took advantage of it. Paul George took advantage of it. Like players, superstars, all-stars going to take advantage of the power when they can.
Jago says Harden hasn't changed. He's a problem, needs the ball, and he is not a winner. Cliff, what do you think about that comment?
He's not.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to disagree with the idea that he's not a winner. He's a problem. I don't know if the guy's a problem. Can he win? Sure. Will he win a championship? I don't think him or Russell Westbrook got that champion. What you need in here to win a championship. I've never thought Westbrook's game would translate to winning a ring, and I don't think Harden's game is going to translate to winning a ring.
Samuel Wright, LeBron showed players how to have power. I was gonna say that. I think it's partly LeBron's fault, but I'm not mad at LeBron, for trying to get people power. But it's one thing for players to have the power, but it's another thing for the owners to give them to him. Like LeBron, he's never demanded a trade. He just waited till his contract was up and he went where he wanted to go. That's one thing in having power. Then you 2 years on a contract talking about I want out of here. Like that's two different things to me. One is doing it after his contract is up, and other people are doing it under contract, and I think that's the difference, and that's why I don't like it too much. What do y'all think about that analogy?
I don't have a problem.
No, I don't. I mean, my thing is with James Harden. He's not marketable. You got to put a ring on some owner's finger and make yourself marketable. LeBron James did it in 3 franchises. Yeah. I mean, he's pretty much got a pretty squeaky clean background. It makes it a little easier to have the power or have CEOs cater to you in that sense. Go ahead.
So
I see you, Cliffwood.
Yeah, we got a couple of faces. I got Truth, I got Cliff, and myself was making faces as well. I don't agree with the Harden is not marketable part, but Truth, I want you to go first, man. I see your face. What do you rebut that comment?
I mean, James Harden is marketable. I don't understand.
The beard, that's marketable.
I mean, the fact that
That's not marketable.
He makes millions and billions of dollars.
He has been
around the world, so he's marketable, and he averages 30 points a game, and he's probably one of the 2 or 3 most unguardable players in the NBA right now. So he's definitely marketable. He's valuable.
Do they play the game for stats or do they play the game for jewelry? What do they play the game for? Stats or jewelry?
Only one team can win, bro.
You have to have a team to win.
You got these black goggles on, and everybody just can't go build a super team overnight. Only one team wins the championship. You're a Laker fan. I understand that y'all don't view the game in the way that it was built to be viewed in, but
it's not about my squad.
Huh?
B Lee, are you a Lakers fan as well, or are you just LeBron? You breaking up, Monty. I gotta put you on mute, brother. You're breaking up a little bit. You got that
I'm a basketball fan.
Going on back there.
That's what I am, a basketball fan.
So wait, go ahead, Cliff.
I was gonna say, so James Harden is a 2-time scoring champion and an MVP. Like, I don't know what's more marketable than that. But to compare him to LeBron, LeBron's never been the best player on a championship team. He wasn't better than Dwayne Wade on those teams. Wasn't better than Kyrie Irving. Wasn't better than Anthony Davis. He's never been the best player on a championship team.
That don't make any sense.
I would be called the biggest. Listen, I would be called the biggest LeBron hater, but listen, I can't go that far. I can't go that far.
That makes 0 sense.
Hold on, B. Lee, because I know you're going to go in.
That makes 0 sense.
Cliff, you done went a little too far, okay? Like, I'm not the biggest LeBron fan, but Kyrie hit the shot, but LeBron was the best player on that team, all right? And I can't even go through the other finals, but I believe he was on the Miami teams. He was the best player. Not the first one, probably the second one.
I just wish people would stop comparing folks to LeBron, because for 3 of his championships, he got to play alongside 2 other All-NBA players. No other great got that opportunity. 2 other Kevin
about Jordan
and Kyrie were both All-NBA.
What about
Dwayne Wade and
Michael
Chris
Jordan?
Bosh were both All-NBA.
What about Jordan? He had a first-team All-NBA and a first-team All-defensive player.
LeBron did it like an AAU team. LeBron recruited these players and orchestrated that. Chicago was more organic. So
it doesn't matter who's on the court. They had the best defensive player in the league. They had an All-NBA first team and All-NBA defensive first team next to Michael Jordan.
Hey, man. Hey, B. Lee.
Who has that? This is LeBron's first time ever having that.
This. Why you get suckered in? We wasn't doing this. Why you get suckered in? Why you say Jordan name? Why you got to do that? We wasn't just saying, doing that.
He said no stars have had that. What about Magic with Kareem? I mean, this has happened throughout history. Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah, but they didn't beg those players or conspire to go join those players.
It doesn't matter who's on the court.
No, what I'm saying is LeBron played with 2 other All-NBA players on 3 championships. Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade, Kyrie, Kevin Love, All-NBA. Kobe only ever at one time had 1 other All-NBA on the roster. Same with Jordan. Same with every other great. Same with Larry Bird.
I don't know if Kevin Love was All-NBA. I know
Kevin Love was like
All-NBA in Minnesota.
Okay,
but once he got to Cleveland, he wasn't All-NBA no more.
Prior.
Well, that's the same with Chris Bosh then. Right. Chris Bosh was All-NBA in Toronto because they didn't know what him in Miami. Doesn't mean he wasn't All-NBA.
They were all players who carried franchises by themselves. He got 2 players that were carrying an entire franchise.
Who was carrying?
Kevin Love was carrying.
Kevin Love was carrying them where?
He was carrying
them where?
They were losing, but he was still the franchise.
Kyrie Irving was carrying who? Carrying them to the.
He was still.
Wait. I'm doing y'all like what's that show? Around the Horn when he put everybody on mute. Hey, Jay Go said Kobe did it without Shaq. I think that's a great point. B. Lee, what you say to that?
That's all I'm got to say. Paul Gasol. He was not winning anything without Paul Gasol, and that's why he got there.
I agree.
That's why he got there.
I think the point when we were talking about all NBA, Paul Gasol
was not all NBA.
Here's the difference. He was
all NBA.
Paul Gasol was not all NBA until he played with Kobe. That wasn't true for Kevin Love or Kyrie or Chris Bosh or Dwayne Wade. They were all NBA before playing with LeBron.
Shaq was too before he played with LeBron. What they got to do in anything? Shaq was a 4-time champ before he got.
Hold on, let's do this. We're not gonna hold back no more. B. Lee, you a LeBron lover. I'm Team Jordan. We're gonna go ahead and get this over with once and for all. Why is LeBron the GOAT in your conversation? We're gonna go ahead and settle this once and for all.
Like, I am not a LeBron lover. LeBron's not even my favorite player. It's just he's the best all-around player to ever play in the NBA. He can do everything at the top notch of most players. He could pass the ball, he could score the ball, he could defend, he could run a team. He's a coach on the floor. He just does everything on the floor. He's the best I ever seen. Like, we grew up watching Jordan. We grew up watching Jordan every single game. Every single game, we watched Jordan. And if you put LeBron and Jordan on the same court, I don't think Michael Jordan would outplay LeBron. That's simple as that.
Time out. Okay, before I let somebody respond to you, does mentality play a part in your overall GOAT conversation? Because I can agree with you where you say LeBron does everything all around. He pass, he rebound, he shoot, but when we're talking about a game inside of a game, and you want somebody to kill you, does that play a part as far as killer mentality for you?
Of course.
Do you think LeBron legitly has that killer mentality at the most important at the most important times all the time?
He has it most of the time, not all the time, but he has it most of the time. Sometimes he plays to his teammates, and when he wants to take over, he takes over.
Okay,
that's why he scores so many points. He takes over when he wants to take over.
You says he has it most of the time. Do you think Jordan had it all the time?
Jordan was a shooter. Jordan would want to shoot everything. That's different.
Can I get an answer? Did he have it all the time? Yes or no? That's all.
He wants to shoot every time. Simple as that.
Can I get it? Hold on. Time out.
He wants to shoot every time. Jordan does not.
I got to put him on mute because I know this is a yes or no. I know this is a yes or no question, but he's not giving me a yes or no answer. So I'm going to put him on mute for a second, give him a time to regroup, and I'm going to ask him a third time. Did Jordan have the killer mentality all the time? Yes or no, in your opinion?
Most of the time. So he didn't have it every single game. He didn't win every game. So it's just like LeBron. He didn't win every game.
All right. Okay, so you said most of the time. So that would be a no. All right. Anybody want to rebut Mr. B. Lee, his thought process on the GOAT? Let me take my man off mute. Go ahead, Truth.
I just got one thing to say. I don't know how we got on this topic. I thought we was talking about modern NBA. But I will say this to LeBron's credit. And y'all don't go crazy. Just listen to what I got to say. To me, LeBron is better than Jordan, but he's not greater than Jordan.
I agree with that statement.
You're right. Like all around IQ, I've never seen anything like LeBron. I think his game is limited, and because he was so athletic, he didn't work on things like a mid-range and the post like he should have, which could have enhanced his game. But overall, he's better than Jordan. He is. But he's just not greater in those great moments, the mentality. But somebody told me this, and I see it about LeBron. He's one of the only all-time greats to not grow up with a father. And I see a lot of his personality stems from not having a father. But that's just my psychological breakdown and opinion. But yeah, LeBron is better, but he's not greater. Jordan is the greater player.
Okay, before I get to the other two, Brandon, I want you to respond to that. What do you think about what Truth said, that LeBron is greater? LeBron is better, but Jordan is greater. What do you think about that? What he just said?
Jordan was greater because of the time period he played in. That's the reason. Because when you're playing, look at Kobe. Kobe played versus all these prime two guards: Vince Carter, T-Mac, Ray Allen, AI, all prime. Jordan played versus Reggie Miller, Rich Mishman, John Starks. He's going to destroy all of those guards. He's just going to destroy them.
Okay. What about all the great big man Jordan played against? Them trees he had to go against: Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, and Shaquille O'Neal when he came in. What about the big guy, the trees that he had, Dikembe Mutombo, Alonzo Mourning? What about the trees? LeBron ain't going against those trees going in there.
Trees. Jordan later in his career was a mid-range shooter. He didn't have to deal with dunking, going like when he was driving. It was in the 1980s when he was losing. In the 90s, he switched up his game to a mid-range. No big man is guarding Michael Jordan on the mid-range. No big man.
Trying to tell me Jordan didn't go in. You saying he had a mid-range jumper?
He was basically mid-range shooter, just like Kobe Bryant, mid-range shooter. Kobe didn't just go drive to the hole constantly. They perfected the mid-range game.
Jay Golson said LeBron can't shoot better than Jordan. I think I would disagree with that. I think
he's not. He's not a better mid-range shooter. No.
Or long.
Yeah, Jordan is a better mid-range shooter.
Yeah.
He said LeBron is not a better on-ball defender than Jordan. I agree with that statement as well.
Yep.
LeBron is not more athletic.
A better.
I don't know about that.
That was my question. Because people saying he's more skilled. He's not a better shooter. He's not a better ball handler. He can shoot his damn free throws in the regular season or in the playoffs. So I don't see what skill what skill is he better than Jordan besides
his IQ, his playmaking.
His IQ?
Yes,
so why is one of those people between Michael Jordan and LeBron James, one of those people is associated with the largest lopsided loss over an entire final series in NBA history, and that name is not Michael Jordan.
Versus who? The Spurs, right?
The Spurs, 2014.
Do you realize how much Dwayne Wade averaged that series and how much?
Does that matter? If LeBron James is supposed to be God, like you guys are saying, he wouldn't be part of the largest lopsided loss in NBA history.
In the finals, and someone just swept in the first round versus
I'm gonna get Monty in here real quick because he got who he says to go in his background, which he says is Magic. What do you say about this debate?
I mean, come on, man. I mean, Mike's got 6 of them, but I mean, I haven't heard anybody mention Mike had one hell of a coach and probably the best supporting cast you've ever seen in the league. Every time they won the first 3 or the 3, those intricate parts were able to be replaced, and so Mike was a dominant ball player. Was he better than LeBron? That's for y'all to decide. Mike had a hell of a supporting cast around him.
That's shocking.
Through all 6 rings.
That's shocking to hear you say a great supporting cast. He had some good role players, but it ain't like he had some world beaters. Scotty was
no, but when I say that, I mean role players. Everybody knew their role from Paxson to Kerr to the big men. I mean, every time they switched them out, even when Kukoc got there, nothing missed a beat with them, as long as it was Michael and Scotty. But, you know, Scotty is what made Mike great, if you ask me.
Go ahead, Cliff, and then we're going to move on.
I'll be quick. Ray Allen, Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade are all Hall of Famers. So there's not a better team ever assembled than what he had in Miami.
B. Lee, what you say to that? Hold on, you on mute? Let me take you off mute, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, the Bulls on this supporting cast. You know, they had the best supporting cast in all of the 90s. They had the best forward, the best shooting guard, the best coach, the best shooters. They put Jordan in a situation where he had the triangle offense and he could work just on scoring. Pippen handled the defense. They had big men to rebound the ball and shooters all around. And the teams in the 90s could not compete with that team. Name one team in the 90s that could match up with the Bulls. One team that could match up with the Bulls. Not all time.
Not nobody
the
because they beat them all.
No, they could not because they had the best supporting cast.
We keep saying Pippen ran the defense. Michael Jordan was the defensive player of the year
in 1988.
So
we're talking about the 90s. We're talking about the 90s. We're not talking about the 80s. He didn't win anything in the 80s. We're talking about the 90s.
Hey, I just did this just because B. Lee was on the show, man. I know how much he loved LeBron, so I just had to do it a little bit. I didn't want it to go all crazy. But hey, let's take it back to today's NBA. Real quick, B. Lee, who you got? Do you got the Lakers repeating?
I don't know. LeBron is getting older, and if Anthony Davis does not take over, I don't think they're going to win. If Anthony Davis is not the best player on the team this year, they will not win. I don't think LeBron could carry them again. He may be able to do it for one more year, maybe, but I doubt it.
So are they repeating or not? Because it was a whole lot of ifs. I don't know what's your concrete answer. Are they repeating or no?
I think the best team to me is probably the Nets.
Wow,
they got two unstoppable players. And the way the league is played today, they have the best shot to me. They have a better supporting cast.
I'm shocked by that statement. Truth, do you agree with that?
No, I said it earlier. I definitely got Brooklyn winning the championship. They got two starting lineups. If they stay healthy, I mean, health is always a reason, and then coronavirus, if everybody can avoid getting coronavirus. But to me, without a question, I mean, it could be the Pacers, but it's probably going to be it's probably going to be the Brooklyn Nets. That's my pick. That's my pick.
Hey, real quick before I get to Monty and Cliff, Jay Go said Pacers had a squad. He said when they was playing Jordan, just didn't have Jordan. They did have a squad. Hey, Seattle had a squad too. That Sean Kim GP team was deep. Perkins, Hersey Hawkins, Cordell Ellis. Come on, man. But Mason Hawkins says Lakers will repeat. Jago said the Blazers, and then he got Brooklyn. I don't know why everybody keeps saying the Blazers. Barkley was on this Blazers thing last year. He was wrong. They didn't beat the Lakers. The Blazers, I don't know why everybody keeps saying the Blazers. Blazers in Brooklyn, but the Lakers are the likely favorite. Monty, I'm imagining that you got the Lakers repeat.
Of course we're gonna repeat, man. I mean, all these cats over here know we're gonna repeat. I mean, LeBron, the squad we put together, the supporting cast, the bench, there's no way we won't. Denver might give us a run for our money. Portland will still be there, but in the end, King James, another ring, AD, y'all know what it is.
Oh, get out of here, you homer. Cliff, what you say?
I don't. Anyone that thinks the Lakers aren't repeating aren't watching basketball. I mean, their second team can make the playoffs. Their second team. I mean, Marc Gasol, Montrezl Harrell, Wesley Matthews, and KCP alone could make the playoffs. And you add the starting five. I mean, that's
Marc Gasol is horrible. Wesley Matthews can only shoot wide. Like, no.
He came and hit wide open shots now.
Yeah, like when you put up that squad of the Lakers, and I was thinking about the Pacers, like name one of them people outside LeBron and Anthony Davis that's better than anybody in the Pacers starting five. Please go.
Montrezl Harrell, 6th man of the year.
He can't shoot, man. He's good, but
he's good. He's good. He ain't great, but he's good.
Montrezl could start for any other team in the NBA.
I'll give you Montrezl.
Hey, so I'm gonna say this, man. Unfortunately, I do see the Lakers repeating. I'm holding out hope for Brooklyn and the Clippers. The only two teams I think got a chance of beating the Lakers.
Clippers.
So that's what I think is gonna happen. And before we get up out of here, man, I'm gonna get to my my scripture today. Hey, 2020 has been crazy, man, and so I was looking for some scriptures today, and I wasn't even looking for this, but it popped up. It says, "Be cheerful no matter what, pray all the time, thank God no matter what happens. This is the way God wants you to belong to Christ Jesus to live." Hey, man, I seen this. I'm like, man,
That's the one.
hey, that's the one, but hey, it's tough, bro. It says, "Be cheerful no matter what, pray all the time, thank God no matter what happens." So when I see that, I'm like, when some trials and tribulations come just in life, period, it's just saying, thank God no matter what happens. I think that's the toughest thing to do. I think that shows your faith in the end, true. But when you're going right in the middle of it, that ain't the first thing that come to your mind. And I ain't gonna lie, man, 2020 has been doing a number on me. It talks about, and then at the bottom of the Bible that I got, it broke it down even more. It says, "Our joy, prayers, and thankfulness should not fluctuate with our circumstances or feelings. Obeying these three commands, be joyful, pray, continue, and give thanks, often goes against our natural inclinations." And I was just like, man, hey, if stuff be going on, man, it get rough sometimes, man. But I do encourage y'all. I'm pretty sure this scripture was definitely for me, but anybody who's been going through in 2020, man, with all these different things going on, can't do nothing, can't go nowhere, man. It's you know, the mental just
It's all for you. That's the secret.
What'd you say?
What I've learned in 2020 is that it's all for your good. Like when all these things coming at you, challenges coming at you, if you could just shift your mind to only see that it's for your good, like it's like a challenge is for your good, and if you can perceive it that way, honestly, the game is over, and it allows you to always be thankful. It allows you to always constantly pray, because you know that no matter what happens, it's for my good. God means to do me no harm. But yeah, that's how I view it. You know, I want to share that. But thank you for that.
I appreciate that, man, because yeah, this scripture smacked me. It helped me out today, but like, man, yeah, 2020 has been crazy, man. So I hope everybody, you know, y'all family's doing well, everybody's family doing well, and when stuff do go on, I hope that people can think about God before they, you know, think about the negative things that's going on, man. So that's the show for today. I want to thank all y'all fellas coming on, man. B. Lee holding us down in Arizona, man. You in Arizona, right?
Yeah, yep. Phoenix.
Yeah. We got snow out here, man. What y'all?
It was kind of cool today. It was like 65 today, so it's kind of cool.
65 is cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool here.
Must be nice.
Ain't it, man? Cliff always holding us down in LA. What's y'all weather out there?
It's been cold. It's gotten down to the 50s out here.
Hey, you heard that? It's been cold. It got down to the 50s.
I got a hoodie and a beanie on walking the dog.
50's cold.
Y'all something else, man.
Y'all
know y'all. Yeah, y'all something else, man. I appreciate y'all, brothers, man. We'll see y'all next week. We out this thing.
All right, man. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother.